familiar with that.
So if you're going to talk about free will, you really should familiarize yourself with the general philosophical concepts around the concept of free will. There are essentially three different major positions that people can adopt. And then there are probably 1,000 different like minor variations within those three major traditions. Yeah. So do you want me to explain the three major ones for you so you can see where you fall out?
If it's necessary.
It shouldn't take more than a minute.
Go ahead.
Okay, there's determinism. Determinism says that free will is an illusion that people have, but that every action is actually determined, and that if we had adequate information, we could predict the future with perfection, and that nobody actually has any free will to act contra causally. In other words, they can't.
Yep, that's my definition verbatim of. Yep.
So that's determinism. Then there is also libertarian free will. Libertarian free will says that free will is so free that it's almost fucking random. In other words, if you are someone who would, most of the time make the decision to pick the vanilla ice cream and not the shit flavor, that if you have libertarian free will, given enough opportunity, at one point you will in fact pick the shit flavor, because your past and your experiences and the physical facts of your brain don't determine your choices. There's some separate thing that determines your choices. That's libertarian free will.
And we don't know what that is?
Libertarian free will philosophically postulates that it is something that doesn't participate in the causal network, whatever that might be, right?
Something supernatural.
It's literal.
Something that doesn't participate in the causal network.
Most theists are like.
All right, yeah, go ahead and go through all three, and then.
And then the third position is compatibilism. Compatibilism states that we may or may not be in a fully deterministic universe. We may or may not have ability to act contra-causally, but we don't know any causes that we don't see any supernatural causes, and we act as if we have free will because to a first approximation we do. In other words, we can, in our experience, do things that appear very much to us like we have free will, so we act as if we have free will, and this allows people to be responsible for their actions.
It's 2026. People are getting hired because they have AI certificates and AI skills, and they're getting them for free by
and not from some other thing, right? So that a person who has compatibilist free will would go into the ice cream shop and never pick the shit ice cream. They would always pick a different flavor.
Okay. Out of the boxes provided, I would choose box 3.
So you would choose compatibilism, right?
If those are my boxes, yes.
Yeah. So compatibilism is by far the most popular choice among most theists and non-theists.
Not me. I'm determinist.
Even Bernardo Castro is actually a compatibilist, which I find hilarious.
I think that if a person is trying to find the value of X, they might not always be able to do so. But using elongated mathematics, you might be able to find your way to what X is by what X is not, or etc. That's how I view free will. But I wouldn't make any type of definitive statements.
Under compatibilism, there's no entity called free will. It's just a way we describe what the decision-making processes are in the brain. And some people try to use Libet's experiments to suggest that free will is in fact an illusion and that determinism has the better evidentiary base. And I don't think those arguments succeed personally, but they're certainly of the arguments that have evidence, determinism has some of the better evidence. I think there are theoretical reasons to not necessarily go with strict determinism, but those depend on thermodynamic calculations and not experimental evidence.
Sure. So it sounds like you agree with me that
Clooney, Karen, Dave. That's what I'm talking about. George Clooney's pretty dope.
But like Robert Sapolsky, have you ever read Kurt? Have you read Robert Sapolsky?
Yeah, I disagree with Sapolsky.
See, like he like convinced me. I can't ever just find any reason to disagree with him at all.
Yeah, I think he's a great thinker, and I've enjoyed interacting with his work. But I just disagree with him on free will. I'm a compatibilist.
Oh, then you're in my camp. I wasn't expecting that, Kurt.
Yeah, the reason I'm a compatibilist is because even if determinism might have been true at some point, the complexity is so high now that to actually make a deterministic calculation would create more heat than you could ever like have a functioning organism existing afterwards. So
that's an interesting way to view it.
It really doesn't matter if compatibilism or determinism is true; they're practically indistinguishable.
Well, then, so to say, if you were to fall on the far side, let's say that free will is the case, then where do you fall on purpose or purpose and function?
Compatibilism is basically nominalism regarding free will.
Oceanus, thank you so much for the super chat. That's greatly appreciated. He says,
What's that hypothetical?
Einstein and Newton were determinists. Heisenberg turned determinism on its head. It turns out that it is a probabilistic universe. Determinism is useful sometimes, not at all, sometimes never. Thank you, Oceanus, for the super chat. Greatly appreciated.
I would just say that like the difference in that is like determinism as in the universe and determinism as in like the actions and decisions of a conscious agent are like different kinds of determinism. Like I think that Robert Sapolsky is not a physicist, so I don't think that he goes into that. What he's talking about is the genetics and the history of your like it's based on biological beings.
Right, but let me just be clear because Sapolsky's problem with that is just overemphasis on genetic code. Like we have clonally reproducing organisms and we have identical twins, and they're not identical, and they act differently and they behave differently.
Well, I mean, like it doesn't. That's not. But determinism doesn't really say that you're going to be just like you're going to do the same thing. Like it's not like robots. It's just saying that there is no. That you're never going to make a decision like that's free from your, the past. And you've got your cultural influence and your genetic influence and like whether you are like a lot of it is determined by like how what's like in gestation in your womb, like the different things or how much
Right, but don't all those sum up to so much improbability that we might as well just call it free will?
Because, well, I mean, here's where me and Robert agree on this, is that a lot of this is not as important to our day-to-day life as it is to think about how we treat others and how we how we treat people in society who do things that we don't like.
To the degree that it's pushing prison reform and changes in the criminal justice system and how we think about like dysfunction in society, I think that's wonderful. But unfortunately, that when you tell most people that their actions are determined, they don't see it the way you're seeing it, and they don't use it as a mode for compassion. Most people behaviorally use it as a license.
I don't know. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody that's a determinist who thinks that that's a license for them to go do something to somebody else. Like,
well, that's great. But
I mean, I think that most people that have studied that subject that deep are not people who are going out. Like, I don't find that most criminals actually have studied even the thought of that. Like, they think that they are like freely making all their choices, and
you don't have to study it though.
anthropology of criminals, I just want to say that, like, if it became broadly societally understood that all actions were deterministic, which I don't think they are, like, I don't think the scientific case is strong, but if that became broadly understood and that was used as a reason for going lenient on people, I think there might be negative counter consequences that we haven't factored in. But I don't think it matters, because I just don't think determinism is an accurate representation of what we can actually know.
And I just heard somebody connect or something, but I don't see a name. So if somebody was trying to connect, try reconnecting, because I heard the noise, but I don't see a name or anything.
And I don't think it should be used for leniency. Like, that's not what that's missing the point. Like, if someone commits a violent crime, we owe it to the rest of society to keep that person like incarcerated until either they have like went through the process of like understanding what they did and stuff like that, or just, but we owe society to keep them safe, to keep.
Well, but Robin, it goes two directions, right? So not only does determinism make it difficult to hold someone accountable for something that they've done that we wish they had not done, but there's another problem in that it also makes it hard to give people credit for amazing things that they accomplished, amazing amounts of hard work and dedication.
That is exactly
And you're
right.
a determinist. I can't even be impressed by LeBron James.
That's not even the biggest issue, Kurt. I think what is on top of that is why would you punish somebody for doing something that they were determined to do?
Right, but why would I also then reward someone for something they were determined to do?
Because we live in a
Right, your
society
point goes both ways. It does, but
social society. So you have there's actually behaviors that are not allowed as so like in our society, and so like, but we shouldn't consider it punishment.
Right, but there are behaviors we reward, which, if determinism is true, we should not reward them.
Well, I don't think we should. Like, I don't think necessarily like somebody who's 7 foot tall.
Blink and get more with new 2K Plus Smart Security. With Blink 2K Plus.
Hold on.
Robin, I don't think you understand the
Yeah.
entailments of when you say, I don't think we should.
Yeah, society would function in ways that would actually be bad, probably for the lives of people, if nobody was able to get reward for hard work and effort.
No, it's not. It's you're missing. Like, you're missing the whole point. And like, it's hard for me to explain this, but like, there is really no most things, people who excel at something or whatever is not usually from like Einstein. Let's say that Einstein. Okay, Einstein did nothing.
Oh,
really
Yeah,
that
hello,
fun.
one second. Muslim, what's
Oh,
up?
hi.
Hello, Muslim.
Am I Muslim?
Might want to double check your microphone.
Everybody's having trouble with their mics. Like,
Kieran, Dave, I'm loving the
Always
Jeff
do
Bridges like retrospective here. This is
Oh,
awesome.
on
Yeah, that's
is this
better.
Wait, that's not George Clooney.
determinalism and
I
all that, and
refuse
free
to
will?
take the bait, Tacos. I'm fine.
Oh, I'm an.
We don't have to. We don't have to
That's
fight.
obviously young George Clooney.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of checks
That's
a lot
pretty
of
good.
boxes in that. Yeah.
George
No,
Clooney.
I realized I can put animated GIFs.
And what's up, Reezuhn?
Oh, hi.
Are you Muslim or are you somebody else? Oh no, you're somebody else. Okay.
No, for sure. Am I Muslim?
No. It's somebody's name in the back. Because he had left and you had joined. I thought you had changed name, but you're a different person.
Oh, yeah.
What position do you hold?
Oh, on is this the determinalism and all that and free will?
Generally like God topic stuff, but I opened
Oh,
up the
I'm
topic a little bit more today.
I'm an atheist.
Gotcha.
I guess that kind of checks a lot of boxes in that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It really does, doesn't it?
We are kind of full on atheists right now, but I guess I can bring you up. And then Muslim is in twice, it looks like. Or here, I'll just leave
Yeah,
it back
for
there
sure.
for a minute. And then
Cool.
Muslim
TV.
I mean, you could just be
You're just
determined
saying-
something like that, dude. You could
It
just
sounds
be
like we need to
determined.
you're saying we need to relegate it to brute fact because it can't be defined, so thus it's not interesting. How it sounds to me, at least.
I just don't know how you'd
Wait.
ever test for its presence or lack.
Right. And once you adopt compatibilism, I just don't think it's
Yeah.
particularly exciting to go to either direction.
Well, you kind of showed your hand earlier, Kurt. What was your comment? You said, well, when it's that complex, what's the difference between calling it determined or free will? You
Yeah.
want to expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, there's no possible calculation people could do if it is determined to figure out the outcome. So it's going to round to having some kind of choice that people can make, which is people's lived experience, and also allows us to structure a society with rewards and punishments to some degree, which I think is beneficial in most cases. Like when there have been societies that try to get rid of rewards and punishments, they haven't worked out well. So I just think you should
You just gained my respect. I agree.
Yeah. So are you guys determinists?
Again, you can argue that all compatibilists are potentially deterministic and all compatibilists potentially believe in free will. They just are quietist on the ontology of it.
I mean, if you're a compatibilist, like as a theist, as a Muslim, then like, I mean, we don't really like necessarily disagree on that then, you know, but if you're saying you're a determinist, yeah, I mean, because from my standpoint, like, you know, we believe in like compatibility. It's literally compatibilist. That would be a theist perspective on it.
I would push against that. There are certainly strains of Islam that are very determinist.
Say it again.
Right.
There are strains of Islamic thought that are. I grant that they are not determinist in the like atheist materialist deterministic way, but they are functionally just as determinist as an atheist determinist, in that they are, you know, the Asharite occasionalism essentially has zero free will, zero organismal capability of making a choice.
Yeah,
It's not determinism,
early
Kurt. It's
Islamic
just
groups
God
that
sharing
they
his
were
precognition.
heretics. Yeah, I mean, we believe there was an early group that they were heretics. No problem.
No, come on.
Yeah.
Asharite theology exists today and is a significant contributor to
you're
the
talking
Sunnah.
about Ash'ari. Yeah, the Ash'ari. But the Ash'ari, if you look at the majority of their opinion today, they believe we have free will. You're talking about an early group. The Ash'ari came from this group. But most of the Ash'ari today believe that we have free will.
No, because if Allah is making the fire burn, if Allah is making the neuron fire, then everything is due to the will of Allah. You can, again, adopt a compatibilist position where the organism seems to have free will and therefore has free will. But under
I say like freedom, we say it's a freedom of choice. You know what I mean? And
under the actual theological understanding of the actions of Allah determining all microscopic and molecular events, it is not genuine free will. And it's got a huge computational problem for Allah as well, plus an entropy problem.
Yeah, what we believe is that this is something Allah can easily do, you know, but in the way we understand it, we don't understand how.
That's because the philosophers who
the
came
same
up with
way
the idea didn't know the
it's,
Landauer limit.
Yeah, and it's the same way that you don't understand how, we don't understand how, but this is what Allah can do. I do believe our freedom of choice, it's, you say if you could put it into a lab, the thing is, I do believe it is self-evident. As in, like, I could go jump on top of my car right now, jump off, you know what I mean? I believe this is something that is just easily self-evident by you doing anything, you know what I mean? And I know you could say, well, anything was determined, you know what I mean? But if I go and,
do you think I have free will to believe in Allah?
Yeah. We believe Allah gave us free will.
I mean, like,
Do you think self-evidence needs justification?
Like, I don't have free will to believe in a God. Like I didn't have free will to stop believing in a God, and I don't have free will to believe in a God.
I said you have free will.
No,
Hold
I
on.
don't.
Can
We're-
you believe in a God?
No, I couldn't. Like
You
not unless
can.
I'm
You,
no,
What?
not unless I'm showed some kind of really, really good evidence that
We're
convinces
confusing things here, though. We're confusing things here.
Right.
There's a difference between
Yeah.
the ability to like free will existing and
Mhm.
beliefs being something that you can like
And I
opt
think-
into and choose.
yeah, freedom of
Those are-
choice is probably a better. I think is a better, more fitting term because I wouldn't say as a big label. Us Muslims just believe in free will. There's certain things like we don't control where we're born and this and that, but we say God gave us a freedom of choice.
I don't
Can
have.
I just want to quickly respond to the brilliant thinker B.S. Lewis here. I am actually applying concept of order and disorder to a magical sky wizard. Yes, because to be perfect under a lot of necessary being cosmology ideas from theists, the deity has to have zero entropy state. It has to be in perfect order, and it can't change. So if it has a perfect entropy state where it's zero entropy, and yet it can perform a calculation, it's going to introduce entropy regardless of what thermodynamic state it happens to be in, which is an incompatible change in the structure of the mind of the organ of the deity, which to me just means it's a square circle. It's a contradiction in terms.
Can something that can't change exist in time?
Sure. Why not?
How does that work?
I mean, there's no logical contradiction of that being the case. A proton, for example,
Yeah, I don't know.
at proper, like in most normal experience, won't ever change.
Do electrons change? I don't. They
No,
they
that's
change
not my
position,
question.
but-
So, if something that can't change, which means nothing about it can change, that is to say that it cannot move, can it exist in time?
Well, you can't decomplex those. Like those are permanently.
I absolutely
space and-
can.
No. Space and time are directly related. So for you to say, "Oh, it doesn't exist in time," I'm pretty sure that you're not allowed to say that it's also in space. That doesn't make any sense.
That's under the assumption space-time is a brute fact.
I mean, are you going to do?
I'm not laughing at you, by the way. I'm laughing at B.S. Lewis in the chat again. Sorry.
That's fine.
I mean, so we're going to do the science denial.
I don't deny science.
Okay, so like, it's pretty hard to say what you just said and not have it be science denial, though. Like, we have loads and loads of evidence that space and time are directly linked. They are part of the same thing.
And so when we talk about time, we're not talking about the progression of things. We're talking about something that is imperceptible that things exist in.
Wait, space and time are imperceptible? I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, space is, I guess, imperceptible.
No, I'm talking about time specifically. Time would be imperceptible.
I have a strong sense of perceiving time.
If time is a measurement of from moment to moment, which is to say that things are allowed to exist in a way where, how do I word this better?
Okay,
either
allowed
things
and permitted just seems like you're already presupposing an agent.
Well, no, it's if you so he says space time. I would say that's a brute fact.
I mean, I
it would assume that that one presupposes the other, and it's also reliant upon the other. So you cannot have space if you don't have time, and vice versa. Is that fair? Or let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any concept of space and time. Philosophers will talk about ontological, like an ontologically prior state when they're trying to refer to like the theist conception of pre-creation, right? But I don't think that in general we have any coherent model, a coherent and rigorous model of.
I agree.
That doesn't have space.
I mean, conceptually, we do
Well,
analysis
not
of
with the last
geometric
point, but
shapes, regardless of their position in time. We can do that analysis separate from the analysis of their position in time. And then we can do analysis of things moving in time without any necessary reference to their extensions in space. So I
what
do
I think you're
they're
doing,
separable cognitively. I just don't. I do agree that they seem, in our experience, to be linked.
We got TBS in the back, but he is a $10 bounty right now. We could use another theist on the panel, so if anybody is willing to support TBS's nonsense for a little bit, it's only a $10 bounty right now. I know Kurt's probably not too happy with that.
Well, tell you what, I'll pay the bounty, but I swear to God, if he tries that same stupid argument again, I will pay to have him kicked, and I will make a higher bounty.
Okay, that seems fair. TBS is nodding his head in the back like it seems fair. So, okay, that seems fair, I guess. He's just like nodding his head.
He's just gonna come talk about stupid shit.
I got to hear this argument if people are shelling out cash for it. What did you say?
I was gonna ask, why do
argument.
you guys think that we should like punish people for any crimes if they never had any choice?
Again,
that's
part of the clause that I
hang on, people. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna regret it.
bounty payoff, I'm gonna regret it. Bear with me just a second, people. I gotta do something real fast.
Hey, bring Dave back, man. Where's Dave at?
Ladies and gents,
here we go.
Step to the mic. It's Toronto Bible Study Time. 1, 2, 3, 4. He rolls it loud with a sermon.
Hey.
Trying to sell a plot with a twist with it. Every point drops flat, then he pivots quick.
That got quite an intro.
Drink just drop like it's magic trick. Got a stack of takes that don't even match. Says truth now, and he dodges the latch. Goober energy.
I guess what I'm asking you, Kurt, is to tell me how you divorce time from movement.
At the crowd like I'm right. Come on and sing it like TBS, BS, TBS. Hands up high, spell TBS. He's got with theology, goofy to the core, but he'll dance right through another.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on now. A little played out.
TBS, Toronto Bible Study.
What is going on? Is that him?
He says God is 3 and also maybe 10. Then back Beatles hard, then repeats again. Contradiction. No, that's mystery.
Just jamming. Man, it's not. If I sing this later, I'm gonna be really mad.
Calls it revelation when it's just the same. Truth knocks once, he pretends he's not home. Then posts a hot take.
And they let him play the whole thing.
Keeps the vibe alive with
Oh,
the
wow.
confident speed. Rejects the truth, keeps the party lit. Even when the argument doesn't fit. Come on and sing it like TBS. BS, TBS. Songs that floor spell TBS. Loses
Oh, I forgot there was a private character.
goofy Cuban doctrine. Man,
Crossover. I'm gonna put a picture of the language there. If they don't get it, oh, I guess this is gonna be rough. It's already rough. Yo, is this go on for like ever?
This is the longest intro I've ever seen.
Is this go on
I didn't see the guy's name is actually Toronto Bible Study.
I don't want to be mean, but like, I mean, I like that. I love the energy. I just don't love the time. Speaking of time, it's
Toronto Bible Study. You got a 10-minute intro, man.
I know, it's so loud, man. Okay, I thought this was pre-recorded or something too. Come on.
They made a whole song for you, man.
It's nice, yeah.
This
I feel
song
very.
slaps. Like I can't. I just can't.
Yeah.
Nitty,
was
you were
going
just
like
rocking it.
he was
And
going
that was
in.
something
Great
else.
I even got my Bible out. I mean,
I know. You were studying.
I have 3 of them.
You were
here.
slam studying.
Yeah,
Wait, Nitty, are you a atheist or a Christian?
I'm an atheist.
Atheist. Okay.
Why did you rule out Steve?
Those are very well loved and well read Bibles, which happen to fly sometimes.
Mm.
Oh.
So I asked the question about determinism. So let's say crimes that are without harming somebody. Let's say that somebody does incest, right? Should there be any punishment
That's
on them?
absolutely harmful.
Oh, that's harmful. What are you talking about?
Okay, with their brother, they're both consenting.
Yeah, it's still harmful.
They both consented.
Well, Kurt, from your point of view, you have to justify that because they're both adults. They're both adults, and
Yeah, they're both consenting adults.
It's
I mean,
harmful
brothers.
to the
They
social
can't have
fabric.
What?
So why is
Harmful
it
to the
why
social
is it-
fabric in the
why is
same
it
way that
homosexuality?
bestiality
Hey,
is
let's-
harmful to the social
I don't think we
fabric?
should be talking about that stuff on the panel.
Yeah, thank you, Taco. Thank you, sir.
Why does everybody go for like the nastiest? Like
Because they don't want to win on an argument. They want to
Yeah.
win on an emotional response in the listener. So they come up with this ridiculous shit to create an emotional response in the listeners so that they'll turn off their critical thinking.
Yeah, right,
No, that's not why.
It's
Because the
it's
chink in the
simply a
armor when
question
it
that-
comes to people of like the NAP or some type of maximal freedom of choice argument.
Okay, I don't
Yeah,
think we should
consenting.
be
That's why
talking-
it's brought
I don't
up.
think we should be talking about any of that shit. That's not any of the topics. The
None of it.
topics that are on the table today are Christian nationalism, evolution, abiogenesis, God, suffrage, and ICE.
I would really love to get into the ICE one if anybody is particularly passionate on this.
How about moral anti-realism? Can we talk about moral anti-realism, Kurt?
That's fine.
Oh,
But
it's fine.
I would
Let's talk
say
about
you
that.
should. I would say punishing people is just part of the causal chain that we experience. So, like someone does thing that you might call evil, and most everyone's just say bad. Ugh. We're just going to be causally reacting in the way that lends to reproductive success. So it's not so much that we're choosing to punish them. It's just part of our causal chain as humans. It's just shit we do.
In fact,
Well, if sexual
we
reproduction
do a
is
lot of
the
things that are not
catalyst,
going to help us evolutionarily. You know, so
what
people do drugs. They like to drink. They,
Most people who are doing drugs and drinking are not saying this is good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have a desire to do it. So why would evolution lead them to have a desire to
Evolution doesn't do anything. Evolution is a description of a process that we observe that is not guided by an agent.
Okay, why would we have the desire to drink? Let's say to drink alcohol.
Most vertebrates seem to enjoy the process of getting high. There's loads of evidence throughout the vertebrate.
Why would that be
Why?
evolutionarily?
My question is why?
Probably because we have brains that kick out endogenous opioids when we experience certain compounds, and those endogenous opioids already exist for when you have good feelings or good experiences in your life.
Yeah,
they just get generalized such that when you can stimulate them, the organism enjoys it.
Kurt, would it be a fair statement to say that you
distilleries, liquor stores, and breweries, that was a rare event that you could come across maybe once a year, and you might enjoy it, and then you would never have a chance to do it again. But with distilleries, breweries, and liquor stores, people can do it every day.
Why would these
Kurt,
be
could
the
I
things
break
that
down
release
your
dopamine
theory
for
on
us if they're not
evolution
good
to
for
a
us?
formula that reproduces? It's just a formula
No, there's
of
no
things that
formula
are
for evolution.
accounted
It's
in.
far too complicated a process to be simply represented mathematically, because niche is constantly adapting to the organism and the organism is constantly adapting to the niche. Are you familiar with ecological succession, Michael?
Well, let's start on your first point here. You're saying it's far too complex to be broken down mathematically.
Simply,
Can you,
now there are
can you say that?
Hardy-Weinberg equations that people do use to mimic the idea of a stable ideal population, and they can try to calculate deviance.
Game theory.
But the new understanding of after the genomic revolution, that every organism is actually multiple different species working together in a holobiont, has made that calculation even more of an approximation.
So,
Right.
Would you disagree then? I mean, you sound incoherent to me, so I'm going to try to steel man you.
Incoherent.
What you are saying is that it cannot be simplified into a ratio of likelihood to survive and reproduce.
Can you make a good mathematical equation that will determine how much money a movie will make?
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely do some type of.
You can do a good mathematical equation that will reliably predict how much money a movie will make, because if you can, you should get the fuck off here and go sell your mathematical equation to a Hollywood studio where you will become independently wealthy in about a period of a couple of years, if it works.
That's how
Kurt,
it operates.
An example.
It's a status quo, Kurt. So
simple.
I would say I have the free will to do that because he doesn't have the money and stuff to actually like.
That's a different.
None of us have free will at all.
Well, it would also take work and time. You'd have to invest time into that. You would have to do. You'd have to get numbers. You'd have to see where certain demographics are at. But
Michael, here's the problem. The problem is you have a niche,
The
which is
Ninja
the movie
Turtle.
going public, and then you have the movie going public who are living within like the movie environment. And when the movie environment tries to meet their current needs, their needs change. And so when they change, you can't predict how they're going to change. And so you make the same movie over and over like Marvel did. And eventually people are like, I've already seen this movie so many times, I would never watch another one of those. And then that model collapses and they have to find something new that people are going to
Avengers was hella
right.
That's
So the model,
and that's a small mimic of a tiny, like really, really easy to understand market. And yet evolution is billions of times more complicated, involving billions of times more actors in real time, minute to minute. That's why you can't do perfect math on it. There are definitely mathematical equations that will give you insight on things, but when you understand the total number of organisms that are acting within a given biome, you can't model it effectively where you can get good knowledge that you can do calculation. And
maybe nominally you could not, but effectively, yes, you could. So you wouldn't be able to pinpoint it to the exact perfect.
I mean, Michael,
you absolutely could, and it is done to this day, and that's how businesses operate right now. It's a big part of advertisement.
Businesses fucking fail all over the world, having been like the leading
businesses fail, but business models do not. Business models remain the same.
Models do fail. How's the whaling industry doing internationally?
Businesses don't reproduce either. Like,
Michael,
how are you not even aware of anything?
Yeah, you're saying, whaling is out of date because why?
Franchises.
Because business models fail, dumbass.
It's not a business model; it's a product failure.
Franchising. That's how you become a millionaire.
Michael, what are you doing right now, Michael? I need you to stop.
Let me try to put it this way, because maybe we're talking past one another. Do you understand how the investment market works, Kurt? Basically, I borrow you money, you repay me, and I get a bit of interest on top of that. You understand that? It's very basic. You're smart. You're plenty smart enough to understand that. Correct?
He's very condescending.
Yes, but that hasn't existed from eternity.
Is that a business model? Yes or no, Kurt? Is that a business model? Yes or no? It's not.
It's not a business model. It's a practice.
It's also
now you're just being a stick in the mud.
No, because business model is drawing up a bank in a specific location at a specific time for a specific clientele that you're going to charge interest to in a specific way. And businesses fucking model that shit all the time. They make the business and then they fail.
which has nothing to do with like natural organisms. That
Buy low, sell high is not a business model.
Maybe you're thinking, I mean, like some type of hyper specific Trader's Joe type business model where they, you know, have certain vendors, XYZ, etc. That's not really what I mean by that. I mean, there's certain business models that it's just trading shit, Kurt. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. I'm just trading stuff. I trade you my work, you give me a good.
Itself is a business model, then I suppose at a way that you're saying that's trivially true, to the point that you get like value economies and commerce. That's a vertebrate thing. Like fucking bowerbirds have a commerce model under that argument.
Well, I don't think I need to make it explicit the fact that if I give you 10 free CDs and don't expect you to pay me any money, my business model will fail, right?
Yeah.
It's just apparent.
Does anybody know what he's talking about?
Like back in the day.
I understand that. I actually participated in it, but
why are we arguing about this?
It's just
why is this relevant?
Semantics. I don't even know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Michael,
are you trying to say evolution?
God doesn't exist.
Is that what you're saying? Are you trying to say evolution disproves God? The theory of evolution disproves God or something?
no, Kurt's making the point that
I tried to get in there. Drop a bomb.
Evolution is just a
believe in God.
He's saying that there's no entity, there's nothing
process.
picking and choosing.
It doesn't have
It's just a
purpose or
descriptive.
goal.
He was saying, I was trying to pinpoint him on, is it a formula, right? And he's
It's
saying
not
no,
a
it's too
formula.
complex for that.
Correct.
Well, so
Yes.
are you saying that
We could have our own
evolution,
little
the
debate
theory
here
of
if
it,
you want.
disproves the idea of any teleology or any kind of intent? To the
No,
way
I
things
don't.
happen?
I don't think. Again, I don't think that's a falsifiable position. I think that's a vibes position people adopt.
So why is evolution? Is evolution supposed to disprove God or something? Is that what you're trying to say?
Some people it would disprove some people's gods, right?
People
Like
use the design argument frequently to
Yeah.
try to demonstrate God, and evolution does disprove the design argument. Yes.
Yeah, but
Evolution
that's not what
disproves
evolution.
it.
that's
How,
not
wait,
what
evolution doesn't disprove the design argument. That's like
The design argument.
But
is
Kurt,
that-
again,
I'm a
you're saying
theistic
there's no-
evolutionist.
Evolution doesn't really have
evolution-
anything to say about our creator.
I think theistic
Exactly
evolution,
right.
to the degree
Yes.
theistic evolution is evolutionary, it's not theistic. And
Yeah.
to the degree that it's theistic, it's not evolutionary.
It could still be describing
Why-
the way
on
that
the
God
background.
designed everything.
Yeah, it doesn't disprove the
Hey,
teleology.
just told
I
you.
just
If-
want.
if-
I
if
just
the
want to
method of
say. I
God's
just want
design
to
is the
say.
whole universe,
I
then
just
yes.
want to say
Just
real
let 'em know.
fast, agnostic one. Even though we have a fallen out, I do appreciate you being here, man.
Jesus
And
Christ.
you're welcome to come up on the panel if you'd like to. There is a link in the chat, or you can hang out and chat. It's good to see you, dude.
But weren't you guys talking about like brute facts or something? What was that all about?
That was the discussion of compatibilism and free will.
Yeah.
Brute fact is another way to say that we don't have the capability to answer this question, so we're going to consider it a brute fact because it is parsimonious. That's a position a lot of people who are atheists take.
Yeah. So
Let me ask you that, Michael.
Actually,
I wanna
everybody,
ask you
I think
something.
everybody takes that position.
Yeah.
Are you guys saying there's a brute fact somewhere?
There are definitely theists who believe in libertarian free will, and there are definitely atheists who believe in libertarian free will. But I don't think free will is like an argument one direction or the other, just like I don't think moral realism is an argument one direction or the other, because there's people on both sides who adopt both positions. But that said,
Oh well,
I
more realism.
yeah, there are moral anti-realists who are theists, TBS. That's correct.
Yeah.
But again, deeper position, like my point is,
Really? What? Really?
the free will, like to the degree that you explain libertarian free will to the vast majority of people who hear what libertarian free will is, most people think it sounds nuts.
Yeah. Okay. So wait. So there's moral anti-realists that are theists. Who are they? Where's that?
There are
happen?
people who believe in God, but don't believe that morals inhere in anything outside of like minds. They believe that God is a mind, so therefore they believe God may have moral opinions, but they happen in God's mind and they don't exist separate from God's mind or individual human minds.
that is in fact a very common position. They do not appreciate the label of moral anti-realist, but it is by the definition in the label a moral anti-realist position. They just say, well, God's big and powerful, so you ought to listen or you'll burn in hellfire. But it's still an anti-realist position.
Moral anti-realism is just the notion that morals are mind dependent. Is that all it is? That's all it is.
Moral realism is paradoxical in its
Moral
definition. If you're a
anti-realism says
literalist,
that morals are stance dependent. That's correct.
Yeah.
Morals are stance,
and there are moral.
So wait, so how are you saying? How are you making the argument?
Morals
that
or stance?
Slavery is
your
wrong.
Stance is your moral.
And moral anti-realism. How are you making that argument?
Like when somebody takes a stand,
Okay,
they're standing
so
on their morals.
The way you have arguments about morals when you're a moral anti-realist is the way kids have arguments about morals in preschool. They try to determine an ideal state that they both agree on, and then they try to see if a person's actions are compatible with that ideal state, right?
Oh, so
but it has
we have
nothing to
agree
say with the right
agree
or
on
wrongness
the
of the statement. You could convince somebody that
If
know
you
this
and I
race or
both agree that people are equal regardless of who they are, then we are in agreement at that point about so much that I can use your agreement with me that people are equal to argue against slavery, right?
is that an ought that
so you
people
have some
should have that
fuzzy right to
agreement?
agree with it. Yeah, why should we agree with that?
No.
That's the thing, it's weird.
If
No.
you
Why
don't
is that?
agree with it, you're just a fuckface, and I don't have any interest in trying to convince you of it anyway.
Wow, dude.
Well, there we go. And
But
then,
if
then in there,
But if you were a
why is it-
supremacist,
why is-
bullshitter, fuckface, why would I have a
you're
chance
saying-
of convincing
now you're
you
saying-
slavery is bad anyway?
Why is?
let me ask
why
you
is
this question. Then let me put it this
equality
way:
a moral
if you
good?
had a daughter who you brought to I don't know, maybe she's in middle school or something like that, and then you lived in a multicultural system, and then you also had a Muslim, so you have a maximalist freedom
What do you
point of
mean
view,
I
and then you
had
also
a Muslim? What do you say?
let me finish the analogy. 10 more seconds.
What the fuck are
You
you
had-
talking about?
Stop.
Let me
Child
finish
marriage.
the analogy. So you had a daughter in that school in a multicultural system, and then you also had somebody who was more conservative. Would you say you have the right to make a vote towards what type of education system she gets?
Oh, dude. This is
Michael,
brutal.
are you a Christian or?
Michael, are you asking
What are
me
you
if
even
I
talking
feel
about?
like
Why
I
even
have a
bring
right
that
to
up?
vote in
That's the
America?
Muslim.
I don't know what you're
look.
asking.
Because Kurt was putting a stake in the sand, and I wanted to push
Okay,
him on it.
Okay, dude. Just
Are
chill,
you
man.
really suggesting that I'm saying I don't have a right to vote in the United States? Because I
No,
absolutely
what I'm
do.
saying is do you have in a multicultural system? Do you have a right to say that your voice? If you put it to a vote, then you're making a vote.
You're just making it
Look,
confusing, dude. Kurt,
I just went to
why is it?
I just went to
You're
put this
almost
out in the
suggesting
ashtray.
it's a moral objective of the fact that everyone's equal. Like humans are equal.
No. I
What?
think it's
No, you didn't
a
say that.
provable fact.
You guys
that
smoke this
people are
now?
equal. It's a demonstrable fact
What
that
says
people are
morally equal? Morally equal? What-
No,
what says they're
like
equal?
biologically equal.
Okay, so biologically, why does that imply that slavery is wrong or whatever you're saying? Like, I don't understand.
Again,
Let's say
TDS,
biologically.
I get that you believe in the Bible and the Bible supports slavery, so you have to pick the Bible first and support
No.
slavery.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
Can we
that's
start with what
which
equal
rolls
means? Are you
all
talking about
glasses
dignity?
over your
Under-
perception
under-
of this
under
argument.
your
Where
guys'
most
worldview, what's
normal
wrong with
people
that?
who understand how the world works don't pick the Bible first, and they think that slavery is
Red
wrong.
herring.
One
you're
mic
ignoring
at
the
a
issue.
time.
You said that morals are not real. And you're saying that
Right.
people are equal, like biologically. Okay, well, whatever. Why would that? Let's say people are equal biologically. Why would that indicate that slavery is wrong? I don't understand. Why would that? What is the connection there?
Hold on a second. All it would indicate is that people are equal. Like moral anti-realist positions, you have to submit to the ought. So can we just can we dance around the hour and a half of complicated metaphors? Like
What
you have
ought?
to,
What
you have to accept.
what ought emerges from
You would
humans being
accept an ought
biologically
based off of, say, a utilitarian principle. You would accept an ought based off of
Why would I do
like
that?
a
Why would I do that?
deontological
Why
principle.
would what?
Yeah, you could just be a
Hold on,
fuckface, Toronto Bible Study.
Ooh,
You're
I
saying
get that.
Hold
That's
on,
not proper
Wide
debate.
open to demonstrate to everybody who's listening to you that you are a supremacist, theistic
I
fuckface.
never said that. I
That
never
is your
said either of
option.
those things. I never
Kurt,
said any
you
of
have
those
to
things.
prove that the
Well, if you're
well-being of an
pro-slavery, that's what
individual
you
is.
are. So are
I
you
never
pro-slavery?
said that. I never said that. I never
Oh,
said
so you're
anything
not
like that.
pro-slavery. So my argument holds
Kurt,
with you. So you don't need
Kurt's
to
a
fucking
hothead.
question me
No,
about
it doesn't. No, it has nothing to do with that.
Kurt,
You're
is there
making
anything
arguments.
objectively
Are you
wrong with
pro-slavery,
slavery?
Toronto Bible Study?
Listen, dude. That's why are you distracting from the point?
Are you
The point is,
pro-slavery
You're
personally?
don't. It has nothing to do with my argument.
It
here.
has everything to do with it. Are you
No, it has
personally
nothing to do- It has
pro-slavery?
nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it.
It's such a simple question,
I don't
and
have- I don't
Christians
have
have
to-
so
I don't have
much
to answer your
trouble
question.
answering it.
I don't have to answer
Why
your
do
question.
Christians hate?
Bounty of $10. So if anybody would
He's
like
also
to buy
been
Dustin,
kicked.
Bounty, I'm not sure.
oh yes,
No,
yes,
yeah.
and kicked. So it's $35 to buy back in Dustin Buck today. If anybody would like to buy back in Dustin Buck, $35.
So if you're
Gas me on
Christian,
fire.
what's your grounds in
$35
saying that
to buy
slavery
him in?
is wrong?
I never said
What
that.
did he do?
Listen, I'll just
Right,
like,
he
Kurt
doesn't
is
believe
the one.
slavery is wrong.
Kurt is
That's
the one.
Just my
Kurt is the
2
one.
cents. If someone asks you a question, you should be willing to answer it. Or what are you doing here?
No, who cares? Kurt is the one. Look.
Who cares if
first
slavery
question-
is wrong? I want to
first
argue about
question-
moral realism, but I don't want to actually discuss
I want to
a
prove.
major
I just
moral
wanna show-
failing of the Christian
No, I want to show
religion.
that your view is not coherent. That's what I want to show here.
And
TBS
your
that's
view
all I wanna
is
show.
coherent. You accept the
TBS
Bible
God damn
and
it. This is
slavery.
How
and
many times do we
therefore
have to
you
say?
think slavery is okay?
Mine
I
is
was
based
just
on the
okay.
system of humanist
TBS
principles.
anti-realist positions don't have an objective ought.
Wouldn't
You
be-
say, why should
Yeah,
I
wouldn't
X?
be
The
smart.
answer is you consent to X.
Yeah.
That is the why. You make a decision to be part of the system, or perhaps you are coerced to be part of the system. Perhaps I say you must do X, and you'll die if you don't.
He's
Right?
saying that.
Right.
he's
Those
saying
are
that some-
hold
no,
TBS,
that's
please,
not what he- that's
please.
not-
I
that wasn't
beg
what
you
he
to let
said.
me
That
land the
wasn't his
plane.
argument.
I
Sorry.
beg you to let me
His
land the
argument.
plane. I even
Why-
paid
you're
off your bounty.
You're making
Thank
up
you.
something. That's not what Kurt said. Dude. Kurt was saying that
I am
humans are
clarifying.
biologically.
I am fixing this.
Yeah,
I
but
am
no,
trying
I'm
to
the
help
one.
you.
I'm just trying to point out that Kurt's position is incoherent. That's my
Kurt,
whole
has
point
anything
here.
I've said been out of step with you?
No.
But what are you talking about? That's not what he said at all.
I
He
am
said
cutting
humans are
I'm probably the more
biologically equal.
controversial anti-realist.
I'm just saying.
Like your argument is totally different. Your argument might be defensible, maybe not. I don't know, but I'm just pointing out the Kurt's argument.
No, Kira Dave's argument is mine.
It's identical.
What is it? You just said your argument was that humans are biologically the same or something.
Yeah,
$35? Yeah,
slavery
brother.
could
What
be
is
wrong.
He's saying
it?
that's
Yeah.
for him sufficient reason. That's for him sufficient reason. You could say,
If I can
that's
get
not
you to
sufficient reason for me.
I can get you to understand that, and we agree on that. Then we don't have to worry about moral realism. We can bracket moral realism and just discuss what we already agree, which is
You don't
what
have moral realism either.
PBS.
No,
You don't have moral
no.
realism.
Sorry, I
As
dropped
a
my phone.
Christian,
Go
you
lay
do not
down.
have moral realism.
Correct,
Just
but
Oh, man.
I don't want to get on that
I'm a
sidetrack.
mess.
TBS, to be clear,
Realism.
do you know
lay
that
down,
fans of Lord of the
Go lay
Rings
down.
and fans of the Chronicles of Narnia argue about which one is better?
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
Why are you distracted from the fact that your position?
So do you think that they can't argue about which one is better if they're not real?
What? No. It's just no. It's
Do
a
you
matter
think
of
people
look,
can't
what
have
are you
an
talking about?
argument about something that they care about deeply if it's not real?
No,
Oh,
what I'm saying
yeah.
to you is what you care about deeply is not a moral odd for anyone else. So we don't. No one else has to care.
No,
What
it's
your
only a
position
moral
is
ought
about.
for me. And you know what my moral ought is? Slavery is
Oh
bullshit.
shit!
It's
Kurt got a
always
2
been
minute
bullshit.
mute. Buck around and find out. Muted Kurt for 2 minutes. I think that might be Dustin Buck hitting Kurt. Thank you so
Damn.
much for the super chat. Greatly
Oh,
appreciated.
no.
Who's going
It's
on?
discovered that button.
Who's
Go,
going on?
Nitty.
Who's
Oh.
saying,
Go,
Oh,
Nitty!
quiet.
Oh
who
Jesus!
had a thing about was it the dude?
Well, I would just say that what an anti-realist as myself would say that morals don't have this metaphysical ontology outside of the stance holders that exist, right? We've explained that part. I think every anti-realist on the panel will just agree.
That's blatant bullshit, and you have to know that, right?
Wait, whatever.
What the hell are you saying?
I'm just saying.
Like
I'm just
what?
wondering-
What? Give me one
are you
example
gonna-
of something that likes his shit stolen, or something that likes pain inflicted on it.
Come on, man. Don't.
You're pointing to stance holders.
Anyway, yeah, okay. So
tell me
so
which
Nitty,
thing that thinks
Nitty,
stealing
Morals
shit is not
are
a
literally a
stance holder.
descriptor on how group dynamics work. And there are.
He has a position. He has a position.
All right, go ahead. Sorry, my bad. I'm not trying to blow it up.
Are you going to suggest that slavery is wrong or something? Would you say that? Like that's the thing. That's the problem.
He keeps saying that.
Kurt was
Stance
that
holder.
He said that
saying
twice
that
now.
slavery was wrong. As if other people should care what he thinks or something, you know?
It's
He's
wrong
going on
in
like
my
that.
mean,
about it.
do you?
Like, it's
Do you?
wrong
I
in
don't
my
care if you
moral,
do.
my moral system. It's wrong.
I mean,
Yes,
yeah.
I think it's wrong. And if you ever have ever done a thought experiment of the veil of ignorance, like say that you are going to come
Oh,
to
I like my
Earth,
other
and you
one.
don't know who you're going to be when you get here. You don't know what color skin you're going to have. You don't know if you're going to be male or female, if you're going to be handicapped, or if you're going to be this wonderful athlete. Like,
no,
I think that is so much better way.
Dang, they're serious.
Because I'm a humanist, and that's where I put all my stuff. That's like, I don't think that anybody doesn't have a system that they draw from. Like, your morals come from something. Like, you get
Robin, let me ask you this.
Look.
Would it be moral to turn somebody's organs off?
Not under my system. It would not be moral. No.
Let's be clear. I want to make a very clear point.
What are the circumstances?
TBS, when I say you are a fuckface, I am saying I personally,
That was a
right
quick
now,
ass 2 minutes.
think you are a fuckface.
Intellectual Kurt. This guy's literally a
He came in
doctor.
hot
He's
right away,
literally a
too.
doctor.
Kurt's
You're-
an
you're-
animal.
You're a fuckface.
Right out the
I'm saying
gate.
that's my opinion of you. Right? So that's how that works.
A disgrace to any kind of intellectual discussion. You're a pseudo intellectual.
Oh.
You try to like bully people. This is what you do. Like, you try to call people names. You swear at people. You raise your voice. You don't want to have an intellectual discussion about these philosophical issues. Like, that's what I come
I'm
here
happy to
for.
have an intellectual discussion if
No, you're
somebody
not.
would just like
You're not.
do the
You're
basic
a-
work it takes.
No,
I've
you're
had
not.
many intellectual discussions on this channel with
Yeah,
many
yeah.
people.
With people-
but
with
if
people
you don't do
that
the
don't
basic
challenge
work to
you-
listen to what I say, you fucking overtalk me every time, and you come
Yeah,
up with
sure,
the same
buddy.
bullshit
I-
arguments
how
every
is-
time.
You're the one
I
who's
get
got-
bored of
overtalking
your
me.
shit.
You're the one who's overtalking me. You're the one who's been swearing, raising your voice. That's all you ever do. That's all you ever do.
Toronto, Kurt is above average when it comes to the patience and steel
No, he isn't.
maniness.
What are you talking about?
Kurt.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Listen, dude.
I'm saying that when it comes to debating
Kurt
atheists on
has-
these issues,
who you are.
Kurt doesn't
has-
straw man you. He actually contends with the position you're making. Number one.
Absolutely.
Number
Kurt
two, he
has
actually does seem to have
Toronto
some type
Bible
of
study on his ass, but then he
filter
also
or
has this dude
should debate each
Dustin
other.
up in here, too.
self-control. So
Dustin
if you're
can't
having
wait to
issues
hop
with
in.
him,
He needs
it
35
tells me you
hours.
probably have issues with just about everyone you talk
on
to.
me, though.
Listen, dude,
But
you're
Kurt's
just stop.
kinda wild.
Just
He hasn't
stop
pissed me
talking.
off too
Dude.
much
Everything out of your
Not
mouth
even a
tonight
debate
has
right
been
now. He's
confusing and
just,
weird.
like,
Everything
cussing
Kurt
people
has
out.
said tonight has been yelling and
Yeah.
swearing.
Yeah, he's just
and
cussing
talking
people
over
out.
me. You're
That's
trying to
not
take
true at
offense
all.
at-
Now you're just making shit up and
All
you're
he's done-
throwing ad
all
homs
he's
around.
All he's done since they got on here, that's all
Okay.
he's done. He's literally been talking over me, swearing, yelling at me, and now you're trying to say that he's some patient person.
Actually,
what are you talking about? Everything.
You think I agree with him on most
Not
things?
actually,
Probably
I don't-
not,
I don't
but
think
he's
that-
definitely
His
probably
intro
better
video
to
was
talk
like,
to
his
than
intro
you.
song was like 5
So,
minutes.
Kurt,
Michael,
so the two brothers, I won't get into detail. Is there anything wrong with that? Yes or no?
Oh,
Yeah, I
no.
believe
Marco
it's
said no.
who are you asking?
Said no on that. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I
Who are you
already have
asking?
said so many times that I believe it is
Taco's asked us
harmful,
to stop
and
talking.
I
It is
am
hurtful.
against it, and I don't want to talk
Why
about
is
it
that
anymore.
harmful wrong?
Okay.
Why is that-
Everyone, Tacos, the channel owner asked us to stop talking about this subject.
Oh,
Bad
I'll
conversation,
stop.
so
That in
please stop.
particular.
Okay.
When
Okay.
I say
let's
something
say
is
harmful.
immoral, I am saying it in exactly the same way that I say this sandwich is delicious. I am saying that from
Oh,
my
sure.
point of view, in this moment, at this time, I have that opinion.
Yes.
Who cares? Who cares about your opinion? That's the thing. That's the difference. Absolutely.
Right.
say that
You
you
can
don't
choose
care.
to not care. And you can
Yeah, I
do that
know.
when I
But
say
that's
this
the difference.
sandwich is delicious.
So if
Do you
we
know what
suggest that
normal? You're
morality
over
is
talking me,
real-
TBS. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, that's true. I have one
Normal
more.
people, when someone else says this sandwich is delicious, they hear that and they think, oh, here's another organism that has tried something and thinks it's wonderful.
Another
Maybe
organism.
I should also try that thing too and see how it is. And they might even want to take a bite of that sandwich if it's somebody they're willing to share food with and see if it's actually good. That is how people interact. They have shared frameworks of understanding and they can express opinions without those opinions needing to be grounded in anything other than their opinion.
Let me push you a little bit on this because you're saying there's no universal here. Let me give you an analogy on reproduction. Is there any system that you have seen, and you can say it doesn't matter if there's no system observable, it doesn't say that it's not moral still. That's fine. Make that argument if you want. But is there any system where an organism attempts to reproduce and then everything within that social group that we assign morals to decides to end it, essentially just turning off reproduction?
I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Are you talking about an organism committing suicide?
I'm talking about a system of behaviors that is universal.
I'm sorry, Michael. I do want to try to
all that
understand what
would
you're
be
saying here.
evidence for. Okay, I'll try. All that's evidence for is that they shared a particular psychology at that time, which ended in their extinction. That doesn't prove whether it was like right or wrong or something. Like if every human somehow thought it was a great fucking idea to drop nuclear warheads on ourselves, what is that wrong? Well, according to who? Like maybe the people who wanted to live. Like, would aliens give a fuck? Is it written on the fabric of the universe? Like maybe the humans shouldn't drop nuclear bombs on themselves. Oh wait, these are just delicious little creatures that did a thing. Like they're like zebras to us. We don't know. Like we can't
organisms that are universal. And maybe
Michael, I think I can
we
answer.
wouldn't put a proof on it. We wouldn't say this is provable.
I think I can answer what your
we would
real
call them
question is here.
objective.
I think I get where you're going. So let me explain. Not every death is a death that's caused by selection. There are deaths that are simply not part of any selective matrix, right? So imagine two identical twins who are both equally smart, equally good looking, equally wonderful, and they are equally hardworking in every respect, and they're genetically identical, right? They're identical twins. But one of them, while walking home from school one day, gets struck by lightning, and the other one does not. That's just what happened. That's not evolution doing anything. That nothing is being selected. That simply is the end of the day score for that pair of identical twins. And the fitness.
I have pushback for you here, but you can keep going.
Drops by 50%. But that's just the way that evolution interacts with statistical regularities, right?
Well, when you say it's not evolution, it's just nature in flux. Well, maybe something was getting struck by lightning quite often, right? And eventually they developed a protein or some type of dwelling habit where they were no longer struck by lightning, and then they were able to reproduce. Well, then that would be a direct effect. So I don't know. Am I misunderstanding you?
No, you're understanding me perfectly, but I don't think you understand lightning very well.
No.
Well, it's a hypothetical. I'm not saying this is the real world scenario.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Again, if it's something that is frequent and that it can become a selective pressure in an organism's population environment, then yes, it can be selective.
But that still doesn't earn it a label of good.
But it still doesn't have a telos or purpose, right, Diddy?
Yeah.
Nitty.
Well,
that's like saying is oh god, what those brain eating amoebas, right?
Naegleria fowleri.
The purpose would come into when the thing does become life, the development of function that would go to that end. Things don't develop to end life, right? They evolve to make them more resilient in nature.
No.
Does that follow?
No.
It doesn't.
There's no purpose. There's no purpose inherent in any of it. There's simply differential persistence with heritable variability.
Yeah. And like whatever helps them live longer is just selected for because they're the ones that live to pass their genes off.
No, yeah, I understand this. So keep going.
Michael, Jessica's making a great point in the chat.
Sure.
She's talking about the KPG mass extinction event, right? The KPG mass extinction event did not happen because organisms were poorly adapted. It happened because they were extremely well adapted, but the environment and the niche they existed within changed such that most of them died very quickly because the change was so vast, they didn't have the plasticity to be able to survive it.
And then what is the entailment here?
Non-purposeful, complete reorganization of the entire ecology of the earth.
I understand that, but you're using this as an analogy to say that these things might have thought they droned on.
No,
I suppose you might say.
They
Or
didn't
go ahead.
think about anything. Okay, Michael, why does a dog eat?
Thank you.
For no reason at all, I would assume
Wrong.
is your argument.
Yeah.
Dogs have a reason to eat. What is that
This
reason?
this dude's Dustin.
Are you asking me in my view or your view?
He wants
No,
to come in
any
and take out
serious
Kurt,
person's view
but he
of
ain't
what a
got
dog would
$35.
do when it ate. Why would a dog eat?
Any serious person, so not my view or not your view or just a serious person.
Any serious person who thinks about dogs and has been around dogs for any period of time would have a good answer for why dogs eat.
They're hungry.
Yes! So good!
It's always
good.
a trap question. You can't blame me.
There's
right?
no trap there at all. Dogs eat because they're hungry, but they get hungry because biologically the dogs that didn't get hungry didn't eat.
And they died.
Well, probably there never were probably very many dogs who didn't get hungry because hunger is a
They
pretty
just die out.
deep vertebrate mechanism, right? So there's going to be hunger all the way down the vertebrate chain.
I understand this
clams
concept
don't get hungry.
deeply. I just
Barnacles probably don't get hungry because they can't move. But any organism that can move and find food is going to have hunger, right? So,
Sure.
but they don't eat because they think I must reproduce my lineage down the line of the dog future. They don't think
Sure.
about that at all. They don't have any cognition of that at all. And I'll go further. Why do dogs have sex with other dogs?
that I'll push back there. That's a
There's
claim
no-
that you can't prove, but
I
Well,
can't
girls
prove it.
and
I
heat.
agree, but I will grant that most people would agree with me that that's probably the case.
Yeah,
Now,
girls in heat. And
why
that
do
makes me
dogs
horny.
have sex with other dogs?
all right. So you're doing another rendition.
That's
But
just
Because
like
they are
pheromones,
also
bro.
What's the
something that
next
starts
step?
with H and
Pheromones.
ends
That's
with I.
pheromones.
It's just not hungry.
Pheromones.
It's still
Oh,
got an
somebody
R
in
and
the
an N
back.
though.
Somebody tried to join the room. Dustin Buck was in the back. Oh shit. Dustin
Oh,
Buck says
Dustin
I got
coughed the bucks.
Yeah.
Night all.
Good night.
Welcome back, Dustin. And I think Kurt's going to bed. Is that what it sounded like?
20.
Just making more trouble. for
Thank you so
myself.
much
What
for
am
the
I
super
doing?
chat, Dustin. Greatly appreciated. Welcome back. Yep, Kurt is going to bed. Good night, Kurt. It was awesome seeing you.
Love you, Kurt.
Oh wow.
Night, Kurt. We can talk about sex next time.
Oh wow. He
Jessica.
bounced.
Ooh,
Michael, I have a
Howard.
the
question.
birds and the puppies.
All right. What song do we do? Do we do bridge?
You know, you're
Do we do bridge? Do we do bridge song? And wow.
What's
Oh shit! And then Kurt kicked Dustin. That's hilarious.
Kurt, can I ask Michael a question
Oh my god!
before you play the
What's
song?
up, Robin? What's on your mind?
Dude, can I get a closing statement before you do?
All right, all right. You have until the end of the gong.
That's first bit. I don't even know why I paid it. I'm just gonna get kicked automatically. I don't even get a closing statement.
All right. Do a closing statement real fast.
Oh yeah,
That's fair.
That's fair. Paid $35.
I think it would be right. Like,
all right, yeah, you have 30 seconds. Go.
Kurt's wild.
30 seconds.
Hey, Kurt,
I got $35 for 30 seconds. Okay.
He kicked you. I'm doing you a favor. You have 35. Kurt's gonna be mad at you for this, so you have 35 seconds. Go.
That was a Uno.
All right.
Card.
So anyway, yeah, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I just really wanted to piss Kurt off. Fuck you, Kurt. I hope one day we can meet up and actually have a fisticuff. I really do want to fight you, bro. All right, I'm out, guys. Later.
All right, take it easy, Dust.
Hey, can I ask Michael a question before you play the song, Marcos?
I guess he's not a fan of
He made it. That wasn't even 30 seconds. That was like 25 seconds. Good job, Dustin, on your timing too, dude.
Kurt's a savage.
Michael, are you pro-ice?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Professor Hizzle says that was ice cold, insta cooked. And then Benjamin says, "Oh my God, he made him waste his money." They're having fun with that one, man. Thank you so much for the super. So, do we play bridge song and scare off the audience, or do we play a serious song and keep everybody engaged?
Bridge is short.
Can I ask Michael a question first?
No, we got to do a song. We could do the pure AI banger, or I don't know. What do people want? What do people want to hear?
Is this gonna be like another 10-minute song, brother?
No, don't do that.
Okay.
None of them are 10-minute songs, dude.
Well, that last one must have been pretty close, man.
Which song?
When Toronto Bible Study.
Jim Bob song.
Oh, the new Jim Bob hit.
Yeah, we played that at the start, but that's a good one. Zero Ducks, since there's no ducks here right now.
It's true.
Or
that was too long.
Extraterrestrial means more land.
How about mod song?
All right. I put up a vote. I put up a vote, so we'll let the audience decide. Continue
While
debating.
folks are voting, have you noticed? I don't know if you've heard. People are reporting that Jim Bob had like debates scheduled, and he's canceling all of them. People are saying that they had debates scheduled and he canceled all of them. I can't help but wonder if maybe the penis conversation.
No, that didn't bother him.
I mean,
he's getting lit up. He's getting lit up on
penis?
X. Like,
oh yeah,
it's not going well for him.
Penises or what?
For saying the word penis 8 million times.
Well, he's just spamming it. Yeah,
People, I saw like random theists being angry at him for being a poor representative of young Earth creationism, which is like crazy.
Why do they care how many times he said penis?
Yeah, really. They talk about
I think they just
like they all talk about penis a lot.
I think they just found his argument distasteful and dumb sounding, right? Like you have to look good, and he didn't look good in that argument, right?
And
he
say I have 1/8 of a penis.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to. People are just demand more of the out of the optics of their, young Earth creationist arguments.
No, they don't. Like, no.
Well, not the Hovind plot.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not exactly sure
they're
where
young,
the
sophisticated
conversation's
fascists.
going
Yeah,
anymore.
okay.
But,
Michael,
kind of
do you
cool.
use
I was
more
trying to
ice?
see if I could get. I'm backstage
Song.
right now.
Oh wait, okay. Do you support ice?
I
Yeah,
think
fine.
they're voting for the bridge song. So.
Michael,
Let's get some more votes. There's only 13 votes.
But,
I'm trying
What
to
you want?
debate me. Should Christians support ICE? I
Oh,
want an opponent. Not right now, but we could schedule a debate.
I don't think Jim Bob would. Did he cancel his debates?
He canceled.
Are you a Christian, Robin?
Who was he
I've heard about
scheduled
it.
against? Where?
What?
Are you a Christian?
No,
Who was
I'm
he
not.
scheduled
I'm
against?
I'll
yeah,
go find
I
the
don't think
thing.
this is like a solid debate anymore.
But
All right, I'm gonna hop off.
Yeah, it was
I'm
on-
gonna
What were you
take a
chirping
little
about earlier,
break,
Robin?
And then I'm gonna hop back on
I
and
said
play
I'm
some
not
chats if
chirping.
you're
Let's see,
interested
I
in
said,
that.
do you
It's
support
gonna be
ICE?
a move with reason. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing chess.
Immigration and customs enforcement.
400 elo,
Do
so
you,
I'm
are
kind of
you
nervous
supportive of the
because I don't
current
want to
ICE,
play
what ICE
anymore.
is doing right now?
Yeah,
Because if
I'm
I
actually
lose, I'll be
Minnesotan
below
too.
400. But
Are
if
you
I
a
don't play
Christian?
anymore, then I could be 400 forever.
No. Well, I don't.
But
I wouldn't say God.
I'm gonna take a break.
The,
Yeah, if you want to see,
I wouldn't say the
cheer me
Christian's
on, or
view
if
of
you want
God
to
is
play
wrong,
chess,
but I'm not a
we
Christian.
can do all
no.
that. I'll see you in a
I've
bit.
been looking for an opponent.
Peace.
For should Christians
This is
support
Live by
ICE?
Reason,
That's
or
why I was asking you that.
debate with Reason.
Well, like
Have to play.
I don't know what that has to do with the actual